السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I welcome you back to شرح حلية طالب العلم. And we have not yet started the book. We are just in the Muqaddima. نعم, inshallah ta'ala, the forward of the book. So let's continue reading from where we left off. It was just the introduction in the last class. So this is the second class. So he says, رحمه الله: وقد جعلت توع أيديهم رسالة في التعالم تكشف المندسين بينهم خشية أن يردوهم ويضيع عليهم أمرهم ويبعثر مسيرتهم في الطلب فيستلوهم وهم لا يشعرون. So he says وقد جعلت توع أيديهم, and I have made a توع is like إطاعة, obedient to the hands. That means in service to them, right? Subject to the hands. رسالة, الرسالة في التعلم. So he has already submitted for their pleasure, kind of, for the students of knowledge. So he has a small risala called ta'alum. It's a very short, where people, students of knowledge, where they are not actually students of knowledge, they're not serious about it, and so he wrote a book called ta'alum, feigning to seek knowledge. Just showing off that you're seeking knowledge, but you're not actually seeking knowledge. May Allah protect us. So he has a risala for that, short risala. Takshiful mundassina. So indassa yandassu, the infiltrators, the hidden ones, the sneaking ones. So this book, Ta'alum, it exposes the mundassin. Mundassun are the ones who infiltrate, seeking knowledge. Right? They act as if they're seekers of knowledge, but they're not. Bainahum, between them. This exposes khashyata an yurduhum, fearing that they may repel them, reject them. Or yurduhum, it could be they might turn them back. That means they might turn the correct seekers of knowledge from the path of seeking knowledge. وَيُضَيُّ عَلَيْهِمْ أَمْرَهُم, and also the fear that they will waste for them their matter. وَيُبَعْثِرُ مَسِيرَتَهُمْ فِي الطَّلَبِ, and they must scatter their masirah, their journey, you could say, or the destination, in seeking knowledge. Talab, yani seeking. فَيَسْتَلُّوهُمْ وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Istallu is to withdraw. Or this, you could say, they would snatch them while they don't realize. Snatch them from the honorable pursuit. So he says, I've written this book called Ta'alim before this book. نعم. يشير المؤلف, Sheikh Uthaymin says that Sheikh Bakr Abu Zayd rahimahumullah says إلى أنه ألف هذا الكتاب. The muallif, he points out that he has written this book حلية طالب العلم بعد كتاب التعالم, after the book Ta'alum. He has written this book. So he says that I have made this. واليوم أخوك يشد عدودك ويأخذ بيدك فأجعل طوع بنانك رسالة تحمل الصفة الكاشفة لحليتك فها أنا ذا أجعل سن القلم على القرطاس فتل ما أذقم لك أنعم الله بك عينا. He says what? واليوم, today, أخوك, your brother, يشد عدودك, he's strengthening your muscle, your arm. That means he's supporting you. Who? Sheikh Bakr Abu Zayd. وَيَأْخُذُ بِيَدِكَ, and he's taking you with your hand. Right? The Sheikh is taking us. فَأَجْعَلُوا تَوْعَ بَنَانِكَ. Banan. So one fingertip is called banana. English banana, but this is bananatun. Many fingertips, or as jama is banan. It comes in the Quran also, I believe. Banan. So فَأَجْعَلُوا تَوْعَ بَنَانِكَ, I will make, or I'm making, at your fingertips, in the service of your fingertips, a risala. Fingertips, you could say, that is in your hands, you can see. And nowadays, literal fingertips clicking, we have using PDFs. It's a رسالة تحمل الصفة الكاشفة. It carries صفة, description كاشفة, which will open up, right? Discovering كاشفة. قال المصنف في الحاشية الصفة الكاشفة هذه من المصطلحات كتب المواد للسان العرب. So this is from the terminologies of the books of the roots of the lisan al-Arab. ومنه ما في ماضة ضبأ, it's from ضبأ من القاموس. قال الزبيدي في تاج العروس الضبأة هي الضبعة العرجاء صفة كاشفة. So صفة كاشفة is used from dictionaries, he says. So there's a word called ضبأ. ضبأ. So there's something called sifatun kashifa, and there's something called sifatun mukhassasa. Sifatun kashifa it's inseparable from a noun. It's not like you want to distinguish something from the others. So, like for example, gold, the precious metal. So you're describing gold, precious metal, but every gold is precious, right? So it's not like it's separating others. This type of gold is different from others. And then the sifatul mukhassasa example is like hardworking student. So now not every student is hardworking. So this is like sifa mukhassasa, specific sifa. Similarly, here Zabidi says with Taj al-Arus, al-Dhaba'a. Dhaba'a is this animal which is al-Dabu'. Dabu is a hyena, al-Alja, al-Lame, a hyena. It's a sifatun kashifa. الليم هاينة. وهذا الوجه هي من الصفة هو الذي يراد به التمييز الموصوف الذي لا يعلم. This distinguishing, that wajh, this area you could say, or this thing is from the من الصفة هو الذي يراد به التمييز الموصوف. So the thing you're describing, you want to distinguish it through which it is not known, right? ليميز من سائر الأجناس بما يكشفه, to distinguish it from every other thing which it exposes. انظر حذف الصاد من الكليات. So you want to say sifatul kashifa, something which distinguishes a student of knowledge. It's not sifa mukhassasa. So he used some literal terminology, sifa kashifa and others. لحليتك, for your decoration. Hilya is a jewel. So you have some character features like a student of knowledge for your decoration. For you adorn yourself. فهذا. So here I am. أجعل سن القلم على القرطاس. سن القلم, the nib of the pen. So sin is the edge or the nib of the pen. Sinnul qalam, the tip nib of the pen. Touches qirtas is paper, parchment, but generally used for paper. So it's now saying, now I'm putting the pen's nib on the paper. Fatlu, so the sight, read. Ma adqumu laka, an'am Allahu bika aynan. What I count for you. An'am Allahu bika aynan. May Allah bless you to see it, maybe. Ma adqumu, what I number for you. Right, also it will record for you. An'am Allahu bika aynan. May Allah grant through you someone's coolness, also it could be translated that. Now, that means may God bless an eye. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless an eye, that you may you be a source of comfort to someone's eye. So he says, يقول, Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen says, يقول اليوم أخوك يشد عضدك ويأخذ بيدك فاجعل طوعا فيها التفات من الغيبة للحضور. Now, in this sentence, that today your brother is strengthening your arm, ويأخذ بيدك, and he's taking with your hand, and I'm making tawab in submission to you. فيها التفات. It is called iltifat. What is iltifat? You're changing the from third person to first person. right? من الغيبة, from third person, إلى الحضور, to second person. He is starting addressing to address the reader. وهذا ليس معتادا عند العلماء في مؤلفاتهم العلمية. And this is not a habit with the scholars in their scholarly books, compilations. فالشيخ يعتمد على البلاغات اللغوية. So the sheikh is depending upon بلاغات اللغوية, on the balaghat, that is rhetoric of the language. كما نبهنا في المقدمة, as we had noticed it in the preface. ومعلوم أن الانتقال في الأسلوب من غيبة إلى خطاب. So this iltifat thing, no? He's changing from the غيبة إلى الخطاب. So he says ومعلوم أن الانتقال في أسلوب من غيبة إلى خطاب, from third person to second person, أو من خطاب إلى غيبة, or from second person to third person, أو من مفرد إلى جمع, or from singular to plural, حيث صح الجمع, where plural is correct. من المعلوم أن هذا سوف يوجب الانتباه. This will focus the attention, right? You will, it will cause for you to bring attention to this topic. لأن الإنسان إذا كان يتكلم بأسلوب معين مستمرا عليه انسابت نفسه. If a person, he speaks in a monotone, like in one way, continuous way, what happens? The soul becomes insaba, is to become flowing. It's slow. He will become bored, kind of, you could say. لكن إذا تغير الأسلوب فسوف يتوقف المستمع وينتبه. And if the way changes, the way keeps changing from third person. In the Quran also you'll find this uslub. It's called iltifat. So he will stop, the listener will stop and take heed. كما في قوله تعالى ولقد أخذ الله ميثاق بني إسرائيل وبعثنا منهم 12 نقيبا. So this is third person. No? Allah has taken a covenant from Bani Israel and he has sent in them 12 watchers, you could say naqibs, 12 naqibs. فقال أخذ الله هذا غيبة. This is أخذ الله. And وبعثنا, this has been changed again, see, and we have sent. فهو حضور. This is حضور. This is first person. مخاطب is second person. So this is called iltifat, which he has used. He's speaking directly to the reader. لو لقد تواردت موجبات الشرع على أن التحلي بمحاسن الآداب. توارد is to mention. موجبات الشرع, the requirements of the shara. Tawarada is to arrive. Requirements, mujibat, reason, motives, you could say. So motives of the Sharia have agreed, you could say. على أن التحلي بمحاسن الآداب, to decorate oneself with good character. ومكارم الأخلاق, as well as بمكارم ومكارم الأخلاق, the noble character. والهدي والحسن, and the good guidance. والسمت الصالح, and to be silent, good righteous silence. سمة أهل الإسلام. Sima is the wasm. Wasama is the characteristics, features. وأن العلم, and that the knowledge, وهو أثمن درة في تاج الشرع المطهر, and that the knowledge is the most أثمن, يعني most expensive. Durra is the plural, the pearl is the most expensive pearl in the Taj al-Shar' al-Mutahhar, in the crown of the Sharia. So if the Sharia has a crown, so knowledge is the most expensive, most precious jewel. لا يصل إليه إلا المتحلي بآدابه. And the one who is adorning himself, the one student of knowledge will not reach it except متحلي بآدابه, the one who's decorating himself with his adab. المتخلي من عن آفاته, And the one who leaves, متخلي يعني the one who leaves from his afat, from the dangers, pitfalls of it. There's a footnote here. In the second page, I guess. Number 2, I don't know. There's no footnote. They put number 2, but I don't know where that 2 is. متخلي عن آفاته. And that here. I didn't see this. قوله المتخلي فيهما جناس ناقص. This is متخلي is from جناس. جناس is like rhyming scheme, and there are various types. One of the types is جناس ناقص, incomplete rhyming. لاختلاف بعض الحروف, because of difference of huruf. So it's not like complete, you're not using the same word here, you're using different words. So this is called jinasun naqis in balagha, in ilm al-bayan, inshallah. When you in dursul balagha, when we reach that, we'll reach that. So ولهذا عناها العلماء بالبحث والتنبيه. So the scholars have worked towards it, to find the adab of talib ilm, وافردوها بالتأليف, and they have singled out in compilation. They've made books for you to learn the adab of seeking knowledge. إما على وجه العموم لكافة العلوم. It could be a general book for all of the sciences, أو على وجه الخصوص, or it could be a specific book كآداب حملة القرآن الكريم, like the etiquettes of the one who carries the Quran, that is for the hafiz. Now, those books are there. قال المؤلف في الحاشية, the author says in the حاشية أوضحت في حرف العلف, there's a معجم called معجم المناهي اللفظية. معجم المناهي اللفظية أن هذا لفظ أنعم الله بك عينا لا يصح النحي عنه. So there are some expressions where you're not allowed to bring prohibition. He says this is one of them. وآداب المحدث وآداب المفتي. So there are specific books like Adab of the carriers of the Quran, Adab of the Muhaddith, wa Adab al-Mufti, wa Adab al-Qadi, the Mufti and the Qadi, the judge, wa Adab al-Muhtasib, accountant, wa hakada, and similar. Muhtasib is also the one who goes around the market, seeing all these things, the investigator, wa hakada. والشأن هنا في الآداب العامة لمن يسلك طريق التعلم الشرعي. And the matter here is, this is am. Now he's not bringing only for specific muhaddith or for the hafil. He's bringing am, whoever's seeking the way of تعلم الشرعي. قوله لمن يسلك طريق التعلم الشرعي يشمل أيضا من يسلك طريق التعليم والآداب. So he says, it's just not for learning. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen says, rahimahullah, it's just not for learning, also for teaching. Teaching and the etiquettes also. وَلِلْمُعَلِّمْ وَالْمُتَعَلِّمْ. And for the teacher, muallim, the one who's teaching, as well as for the learner, for the student. آداب يجب أن يعتنى به. It is mandatory that one takes care about it. One gives importance to it. وقد كان العلماء السابقون يلقنون الطلاب في حلق العلم آداب الطلب. And the scholars previous scholars, يلقنون. تلقين is to encourage, you could say. يلقنون, لقنا يلقنون, instruct, instruct, you could say. Instruct the students في حلق العلم, in the circles of knowledge, آداب الطلب, the etiquettes of seeking knowledge. وأدركت خبر آخر العقد في ذلك في بعض حلقات العلم في المسجد النبوي الشريف. And I was أدركت, I attained خبر آخر العقد, the news of the last of the series, you could say. Iqd literally means a necklace. So last of the series in a pearls in a necklace. No? في ذلك في بعض حلقات العلم, in some of the halaqat, circles of knowledge in Masjid Nabawi Sharif, إذا كان بعض المدرسين فيه, when there were some teachers in it, يدرس طلابه كتاب الزرنوجي, and they were teaching the students the book of Zarnuji, متوفى 593 93 و500 هجرية, رحمه الله المسمى تعليم المتعلم طريق التعلم. Teaching the learner the way to learn. There's a footnote here. قال المؤلف في الحاشية تبع مرارا وهو مع إفادته فيه ما يقتضي التنبه فليعلم والله أعلم. There's benefit in it, but one should be careful when you're reading that book. There's tanabbuh, you should be careful. You should take heed while reading because there might be issues in it. Wallahu alam. فعسى. So he says, I was in Medina, Masjid Nabawi. They were teaching this book. Now, so he wants a new syllabus, kind of, not a new syllabus, but he wants a syllabus which is more comprehensive, more authentic for teaching adab of Taalib al-ilm. فعسى أن يصل أهل العلم هذا الحبل الوثيق الهادي لأقوم طريق ويدرج تدريس هذه المادة في فواتح دروس المساجد وفي مواد الدراسة النظامية. Perhaps this the scholars will reach this حبل الوثيق, the strong rope al-hadi, the guided rope لأقوم طريق. So the straight path. Like when the teachers teach the adab of Talib al-ilm, it's hope that the student reaches, the straight path. فيدرج تدريس هذه المادة. يدرج يعني slowly, تدريج, slowly, level by level, teaching of this subject في فواتح الدروس المساجد, in the openings of the durus of masajid. So there are durus in the masjid. The subject should be taught. وفي مواد الدراسة النظامية, as well as in the دراسة النظامية, madrasas, school systems and colleges of Sharia and other places, this subject should be taught. وأرجو أن يكون هذا التقييد فاتحة خير في التنبيه على إحياء هذه المادة. And I hope that this taqeed, this whatever he's brought, فاتحة خير, it opens a خير in bringing notice on reviving إحياء هذه المادة of this subject التي تهذب الطالب, which teaches تهذيب, which teaches etiquettes to the student, وتسلك به الجادة في آداب الطالب. سلك يسلك is to make him seek, and he seeks with seriousness, جادة, you could say seriousness, in the آداب الطالب. وحمل العلم, and to carry knowledge, وأدبه مع نفسه, and to have adab with himself, ومدرسه, and with his teachers, ودرسه, with his lesson, وزميله, and with his colleague, وكتابه, and his book, وثمرة علمه, and the fruit of his knowledge, وهكذا في مراحل حياته. And this is how in all of the situations, levels of his life, the various, you learn how to deal with all these things. فإليك حلية. So here you have a حلية, تحوي مجموعة آداب. So إليك يعني خذ. So take this adornment which contains a gathering of adab. نواقضها مجموعة آفات. And نواقضها يعني ضدها. He says, Shaykh Nuqaimi says, that is the opposite of it. Now, naqid means something which cuts off, no? نواقض الإسلام أنه إذا ذكرت الآداب فيكون ضدها الآفات. Because when you're saying adab, the opposite is afat, pitfalls, you could say. فإن كانت هذه الآداب مسنونة فيكون ضدها مكروها. If these adab, these etiquettes are sunnahs, which are proven, then its opposite is disliked, which is hated, disliked. وإن كانت واجبة فيكون ضدها محرما. And if it was wajib, some of the adab is wajib, like intention and all that, then the opposite will be haram. ولكن هذا ليس على إطلاق. But this is not absolute, he says. لأنه ليس ترك كل مسنون يكون مكروها. Leaving every sunnahs or legislation is not disliked. وإلا لقلنا إن كل من لم يأتي بالمسنونات في الصلاة يكون قد فعل مكروها. Anyone who does not bring the sunnahs in the salah, he has done makruh. لكن إذا ترك طالب العلم آدابا من الآداب الواجبة فإنه يكون فاعلا محرما. But the student who does not bring the required thing, then he has done something haram. في نفس ذلك الأدب فقط. In that adab only. لأنه ترك فيه واجبا, because he has left wajib. So general qaida, he says that anyone who leaves the sunnah, he has done makruh. He leaves all the sunnahs in the salah, for example. He just follows the arkan and wajibat. Then he says makruh. Except the student, if he leaves which is wajib, it becomes haram in that adab only, because he left the wajib in it. So this is the afat. فإذا فات أدب منها, if an adab leaves from it, اقترف المفرط آفة من آفاته. اقترف is to اقتراف, confess or perpetrate. Perpetrate المفرط. Tafrit is the one neglector, you could say. There's ifrat or tafrit. This is tafrit. Neglector, he perpetrates or commits afatan min afati, from the pitfalls of the pitfall, a pitfall from the pitfalls. فَمُقِلٌّ مُسْتَكْثِرٌ. So there are people who's in the afa in a little way, or he could be mustakthir in a greater way. وَكَمَا أَنَّ هَذِهِ الْآدَابِ دَرَجَاتٌ سَاعِدَةٌ. Like these etiquettes are darajat, steps, sa'ida, which helps. إِلَى السُنَّةِ فَالْوُجُوبِ. To sunnah, then wujub. So you'll read sunnah and then something mandatory, he says. فَنَوَاقِدُهَا دَرَكَاتٌ هَابِطَةٌ إِلَى الْكَرَاهَةِ. And its opposite is darakat. Darakat is something lowly. Habita, which descends. Lowest levels, which descends to karaha, to disliking, as well as haram. So a student of knowledge should have adab, and he should save himself from afats. وَمِنْهَا مَا يَشْمَلُ عُمُومَ الْخَلْقِ مِنْ كُلِّ مُكَلَّفٍ. And from it what includes عُمُومَ الْخَلْقِ, the generality of the creation, في كل مكلف, for every person who is mukallaf. Mukallaf means a responsible person. ومنها ما يختص به طالب العلم. And it could be, so everyone, like knowledge, basic knowledge, everyone should have. No, so some adab everyone should have, but there are some etiquettes which are specific to a student of knowledge, طالب العلم. ومنها ما يدرك بضرورة الشرع. And some are comprehensive, or it could be attained due to necessity of the Sharia. ومنها ما يعرف بالتبع. And some are known by nature. ويدل عليه أموم الشرع. And it indicates on the generality of the Shara. من الحمل على المحاسن الآداب, for carrying the good character. Some are general, he says. ومكارم الأخلاق ولم أعين الاستيفاء. So, by general knowledge, and I have not sought help to do istifa, to become comprehensive. He didn't want to make a book, very thick. لكن سياقتها تجري على سبيل ضرب المثال. He brought a topic to give an example. قاصدا الدلالة على المهمات, intending to point out the important stuff. فإذا وافقت نفسا صالحة لها. So if it agrees with a soul which is good for it, تناولت هذا القليل فكثرته. It takes this few and it makes it more. وهذا المجمل وفصلته. And this is mujmal, something which is brief. I have explained it. ومن أخذ بها انتفع ونفع. And whoever takes it, he benefits and benefits. Similar. وهي بدورها مأخوذة من أدب. And its role is from adab, min barakallahu fi ilmin. Man barakallah. And the one who takes it is the one who Allah blesses him in knowledge. وَصَارُوا أَئِمَّةً يُهْتَدَى بِهِمْ. And they become leaders, taking guidance from them. جَمَعَنَا اللَّهُ بِهِمْ وَفِي جَنَّتِ. May Allah gather us with them in Jannah. Ameen. So he's written this preface, that there are something which you should know. The scholars used to have durus about this. There's a book of Zawnuji which is called التعليم المتعلم طريقة التعلم. There's a footnote here. قال المؤلف, the مؤلف says in the footnote, حاشيتي, من هذه الكتب الجامع للخطيب البغداد. He just notes down some books. This is for جامع for خطيب البغداد. There's a book called الفقيه والمتفقه له للخطيب, وتعليم المتعلم طريقة التعليم للزرنوجي, وآداب الطلب شوكاني, وأخلاق العلماء للآجوذي, وآداب المتعلمين لسحنون, رسالة المفصلة لإحكام المتعلم لقابسي, تذكرة السامع والمتكلم ابن جماعة, والحث على طلب العلم للعسكري, وفضل على السلف فضل علم السلف على الخلف لابن رجب, وجامع البيان العلم ابن عبد البر, العلم فضله وطلبه للأمين الحاج, وفضل العلم محمد أرسلان, مفتاح دار السعادة ابن القيم, شرح الإحياء للزبيدي, وجواهر العقدين للسمهودي, وآداب العلماء والمتعلم للحسين بن منصور, منتخب من الذي قبله. So many books. وقانون التأويل لابن العربي, والعزلة للخطابي, من أخلاق العلماء لمحمد سليمان, ومناهج العلماء لفاروق سامري, تعليم الإرشاد لبدر الدين حلبي, والذخيرة للقرافي, الجزء الأول والأول من مجموع النووي, والشحذ الهمم إلى العلم لمحمد بن إبراهيم الشيباني, and رسائل الإصلاح لمحمد خضر الحسين, وآثار محمد البشير إبراهيم, وغيره كثير. أجزل الله الأجر للجميع الآمين. للجميع آمين. Allah grant all of them the reward. There's so many books he mentioned them. So this was the forward, alhamdulillah. With that, inshallah, we'll start the book actually. So 2 sessions we took for the forward. Inshallah, the book we will start in our next session, the first chapter. The etiquettes of a student in himself. Inshallah, we'll do this in our next class. Barakallahu feekum. Jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.